Hi folks, Tim here. Welcome back to Elmendorf Acres. Well, I was just getting ready to do an unboxing video of my new Dewalt cordless 20-volt circular saw. And I walked inside to grab a cup of coffee, and I come back out, and there's two boxes sitting at the very front of my garage. So while I was inside, the delivery guy dropped off two boxes. So I guess what we're going to do first is it's going to be a little bit like Christmas because I don't actually know what's in these boxes. So we are going to unbox the two boxes that just showed up first, and then we're going to do the unboxing of my new Dewalt 20-volt saw. So let's come on over and check out what we've got. So I've got two boxes here, and one of them is from Kimball Midwest, which is always exciting. Now, the fun thing with Kimball is I'm going to put this right here, and to me, the neat thing about Kimball Midwest is I met with our salesman yesterday at, I would say, probably around 1 in the afternoon. And here it is, 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and the stuff's here. So 25 hours after I ordered it, some of what I ordered already showed up. So let's open this up and see what we got from Kimball. Like I said, kind of like Christmas. Okay, so, yes, we ordered a couple things, and this is the smaller part of the order, dielectric grease. Now for me, dielectric grease is something that we don't use a lot, but it's very important to our business. We use this on the plow connectors and the sander connectors, and we also use it where the trailers hook into the trucks. So I got 2 tubes of dielectric grease from Kimball Midwest, and that's awesome that that showed up. All right, so I got 2 tubes of dielectric grease from Kimball Midwest. I got their new doorbuster safety first aid flyer, which I actually looked at yesterday, so I don't need that. And I picked this up. So this is going to be a gift for someone, but the chances of them actually watching this at this point is slim to none. So I will open it up and I'll show you what we got here. This is a fun little toy. I know exactly what this is because I looked at it yesterday. He had this yesterday for us to try out. Myself and Andrew, we were looking at this item yesterday, and I said, boy, wouldn't that be a great gift for someone? So we went ahead and ordered that as a gift. And let's look at this here. So this is Kimball's pass-through ratchet set. Pretty cool little tool. Right, your regular ratchet, when you start getting into the longer bolts, when you're on the nut and you're going around, you start getting through the longer bolt. As it feeds through, you can't feed it through. Right, it hits the end of your ratchet. So we've got a 5/8 here, and it's really neat. It just snaps in right like that. So let me walk over to my bolt bin quick, and I'll show you exactly how this works. So I didn't grab everything because I figured there was no real need to do that. But you can see it actually passes right through. So if you've got a bolt and you're cranking on it, you keep going, there it is. It just passes right through. So that's a cool little kit. The price really wasn't that bad on it. And it's got everything from 3/16 on up to 3/4. So it's got a 3/8 ratchet and a 1/4 ratchet. It's got a few little bits here. So it looks like star drive, Torx, straight, Phillips, and a couple hex bits. So you've got that. You've got your extensions. And the thing that's really neat with this is, for example, that one that I just had, which was, I believe it was 5/8. If you look at this, I want to bring this in as close as I can here for you to see. If you look at that, it's very different from your regular socket. So the funny thing about this one is the way they've been able to design this particular socket is this is 5/8, but also 16 millimeters. So one socket actually does both, which is a really neat part of this kit. It's one of the reasons I got it. Like I said, it's going to be a great gift for someone. So that's what we have here. Fun little gift. It's going to be a fun toy. The price wasn't too bad on it. Like I said, we ordered this yesterday. They showed up today. All right, now in box number 2. Like a game show host almost, you know? Like I said, I've got no idea what this stuff is. So. All right. So I won't unbox this. This is actually a client of mine that shipped some of their stuff to our house because they are not home right now. So I need to bring this over to their house later. So that makes a lot more sense because I really didn't think I had ordered anything from this company. So that makes a lot more sense. But one of the things we do here is many times my clients will ship stuff to our house and then we drop it off at their house when we're there later in the week mowing and whatnot. So this is for one of our clients, and she had actually asked a few days ago if she could ship some things here. So that's what happened there. All right. Now, let's get down to what we actually started out to do with this video. So here is my old Dewalt saw. Now this thing is old. It was the original 18 volt. I think that this particular set I bought in late 2007, possibly early 2008, but I'm pretty sure this was late 2007. I was doing some winter work for a friend of mine, and I needed to update from, at the time, the 14 volt stuff to the 18 volt. So over the years, this thing has seen a lot of use. We actually put the 20 volt adapter on this at one point. And the problem with those 20 volt adapters, especially with the circular saw, is when the adapter clicks in and you slide that battery in, you cannot make a full cut. So that, and I've also found that I really wish I had the 7 1/4 blade rather than the 6 1/2. So the last of my 18 volt batteries died the other day, and I decided that it was finally time to go out and buy the 20 volt circular saw. So I'll find somebody who actually still has 18 volt stuff that works. I will give that to them because there's no reason to throw it out. And here is our new circular saw. So as we can see here, we got the XR Power Detect. I have no idea what that means, but that's what we went with. It comes with an 8 amp hour battery. Now those of you who know DeWalt stuff know that the batteries are pricey. 8 amp hour battery I think retails for somewhere in the $160 to $180 range. Now Lowe's happened to have this particular set on sale the other day when I was there for $240. So that was why we ended up buying this. Came with a battery, a charger, bag, and it allowed me to update to this saw. This is really the saw that I wanted. And I've been looking at these for quite some time. I miss the hard cases that the DeWalt stuff used to come in. I really liked that, but at least this one has a bag, and I appreciate that. Here's your instruction manual for those who would like to read that. So let's see here. It's boxed in pretty nicely, actually. It packaged it nicely. All right, so here it is. As I said, this is our unboxing video. Your blade is in the bottom, which is here. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Try to not make too much of a mess in the garage. Working on trying to keep things a little bit neater than we used to. It does come with a charger. It's a fast charger, and of course the 8 amp hour battery. Now one of the things I love about DeWalt's newer batteries is they have right here where you can read how much battery you have. Now this is at 1 bar, so it definitely needs to be charged. Not a surprise there. Let's put this off to the side. And let's get this blade on. So before I go too far, I do want to show you one thing. The old saw, I'm going to put them side by side. This is definitely heavier, right? But not uncomfortable. The way it fits in your hand, it fits really nice. As you can see right here, these two saws, the old 18 volt is actually on the left-hand side of the saw, which if you're right-handed like I am, when we're cutting, I can see right where I am cutting, which is really nice. One of the things that these newer saws have is, in particular this one, the 7 1/4, the blade is on the right side of the saw. So it's not quite as easy to see where you're actually cutting. However, I've used this quite a bit. My buddy has it and I really like it. The other thing I like that this has is it has a clip, built right in. So this can be clipped onto your tool belt, let's say, and this is actually made to clip over something where you're using it on the building. You can just take it, slide it right there, and it slides right over. So to release this, just push it over, and to open it, push it that way. Really nice, really like it. Again, 7 1/4 rather than 6 1/2, so that's going to give me a little bit more cutting capacity, something that's important to me. Again, 8 amp hour battery. These things are expensive. So, $160 battery, plus a charger, and the saw, $240. I'm happy with that. Something that we definitely needed, something that we use a lot. So, it's a good thing to have. Now, to prep it the rest of the way, you can see you've got your wrench right there. Right? So just do that. You can just slide that. And before I forget, when you are tightening or loosening, things like that, you've got this little black handle right here. Just slide that, push that in, and what you'll do is you'll spin this around until you actually feel it lock, and it's locked in now. So now I can loosen the bolt that holds the blade on. Now when you're loosening this bolt, as you're looking at the saw, if you're holding it the way I am, you pull this back towards you and that will loosen it. So counterclockwise as you're looking at it from my angle. Now we'll just take this bolt off. Not cheat and do it that way. So your blade goes in like this. It even shows you what way they want it to rotate, right? So open this up like so. Take this from the bottom right up in like that. You've got your special spacer here. Right on it says this side out. Take your bolt, put that right back in. Bring it down finger tight. And then you do just a little bit more with this. And you can do that from the underside here if you want to do it this way, or you can do it from the top here. That way you don't have to have the guard open. I'm trying to do this so that you folks can see what we're doing here. So now when you tighten this, you still want to have your finger on that black lock, which is on the back side of this guard, and then just tighten a little bit. There we are. And again, it only has 1 bar, but it will still run with just one. And it's got a really nice stop on it, really nice blade break on it. This thing is powerful. Really like it. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually put a battery that I have on charge in the other room on this. And then we're going to rip a 2x because we're doing Jackson's kindling business. We're working on that, and him and I are going to be working on his little building enclosure there for where he's going to be selling his kindling. So I actually need to cut a couple pieces of wood for that, and we are going to test this out right away. So I have a 6 amp hour battery here. This is fully charged, so we'll run with that. And we're going to head on outside the garage and test it out. All right, let's give this saw a good old test, shall we? So this is pine that was actually a reject from my buddy's mill. It had a little bit of rot in it. He said he couldn't use it, but I figured it would work great for this. So let's give her a try. Dewalt did pretty good. We wandered off a little bit here. That was my fault on the end. Usually ripping like that, we would want to use a table saw. But in this case, didn't have to be perfect. It was a good test for this saw to see just how well it worked. And it does work very nicely. It's very user-friendly. Absolutely love it. Happy with it and looking forward to using it a lot more. So that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share.